is to improve the quality of life of all of our residents in our wonderful 5 neighborhoods. So why we are here? You know, with over 120 houses sold, rehab sold to homeowners over our rich 30-plus year history, you know, GRDC is no stranger to the housing space. But this project here is a little different. And I got a few extra gray hairs to prove it. But in all seriousness, I'll be remiss if I didn't take an opportunity to acknowledge my predecessor, a wonderful partner in community development, Sharita Smith. Come on now. It was her vision that started this project and got us here today. So Sharita, thank you for your vision. But this project really represents so much to our hardworking, wonderful, hardworking GRDC staff, our board members, our volunteers, and our neighbors. This project represents a commitment to historic preservation, quality, affordable housing in the city of Detroit, and really a testament to the capabilities of community development organizations like GRDC and other community development orgs in our ecosystem to respond to the challenges and the needs of our community in a robust, strategic, and effective way. Obviously, none of this is possible without our wonderful partners in all City of Detroit departments, including HRD and obviously the mayor for all of the help in financing these projects and making sure we get them across the finish line. So with that, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna officially put on my MC hat and start introducing our distinguished guests, first of which is the mayor of our wonderful city, Mayor Mike Duggan.
All right. Well, you never get tired of this, do you? I mean, these are announcements coming all the time. Congratulations to the Grandmont Rosedale Development Corporation. I think you've probably been through 2 or 3 directors as you've been working on this project. And when I ran for mayor in 2013 and I said every neighborhood has a future, and people were skeptical. You go back 5 or 6 years, there were vacant houses in here that we were still filling in. I believed if we succeeded, we would take the vacant apartment buildings in this city, many of which have been vacant for many years, and you'd start to get people to want to live in those apartments. And every one of them is a major lift. 3 days ago, I was in the area across from Herman Kiefer, where 3 old apartment buildings have been vacant for 20 years, are being renovated with 133 units of affordable housing. And we are going from neighborhood to neighborhood. And I know Councilman James Tate is in committee right now because he's been fighting for this one for a long time. But there's nothing wrong with these buildings, right? They don't need to be knocked down. We want neighbors again. And so I just wanted to be here to say thank you for everybody that made it possible. Amy Hovey and Mishta is making these projects possible one time after another. Amy, you and the governor have been terrific, and the partners here, Invest Detroit, Cinnaire, and the local Minnock Block Group. It takes everybody to pull this off, and I'm hoping we're going to have a lot more announcements. And with that, I want to introduce somebody who's been fighting for our affordable housing in Lansing all along. She used to be the district manager, and before she decided to stop working for me and go west to Lansing. State Representative Stephanie Young.
Oh my goodness, I know. We talk about every neighborhood has a future. The future begins right here in the GRDC community. Isn't that right? We've been doing so much good work, and to see this finally about to happen. I look out here and I see all my neighbors. Wow, we have been at the meetings, all of the planning meetings. We've seen all of the drawings. We saw all of that, and now we're going to actually have neighbors again. That's what it's about. It's about people in community, not just buildings, but the people who live in the buildings. And those people are going to be coming to a wonderful, wonderful community in which I just happen to live. I might want to add that too. Happen to be the block captain as well and all those types of things. But we continue to do the good work even at the state level. We know that you can't get any of these things done without funding, and so I will continue to be a champion champion to bring this type of development, not just to my community, but to developments across the state. And, you know, I couldn't ask for a better partner, former boss, than my mayor, Mayor Mike Duggan. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. God bless you all, and thank you. Who's next, Mr. Mayor? Am I kicking it over to somebody? Okay.
So thank you, Representative Young. At this time, we're going to have a wonderful friend to GRDC and our community, Huntington Bank Chair, Gary Torgo.
All right.
Okay, we'll keep them coming. Thank you very much, Michael, for the tremendous work. I, too, am so grateful that Sharita is here. We got started with her. Grandmont Rosedale is our favorite neighborhood. When the mayor approached us about the Strategic Neighborhood Fund, he had 7 great neighborhoods in mind. We chose Grandmont Rosedale because we know there was so much promise, so many great people, so many things going on, and we're thrilled to be a investor here. We thank Vicki. I know she's going to say a few words. Thanks for everything you're doing. James Tate, who I know is not here, and Stephanie, you represented him and everyone well. And we're just thrilled. We'd love to see Amy and Mishta investing in this neighborhood and the community. And Michael from Invest Detroit. Invest Detroit's put a lot of money and effort into this. They're our partner in all the strategic neighborhood funds. We had a thrilling time at the preparing the STEM lab over at Cook Elementary, the beautification grants, the parks, and all the things that Huntington has been able to be involved in with so many great partners. We thank you for including us today and seeing all the development. Mr. Mayor, thank you for the vision. It's all because of you that this got kicked off. Yes, that's true. That's true. We stole a few people from the mayor's office, but they're better off for it. I can guarantee you that. So thank you all very much, and thank you for everything that you're doing, and thanks for including us today.
Thank you, Gary. So at this time, we'll have Kelly Vickers, Chief Development and Investment Officer at City of Detroit.
Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Vickers with the Housing and Revitalization Department. The City of Detroit's Housing Department serves the residents of our city in a number of ways. Everything from homeless solutions to eviction defense, and of course, one of our most important missions is the preservation and creation of affordable housing. As our city continues to be revitalized, it's crucial that we ensure all who've called Detroit can continue to do so. And the redevelopment of these apartment buildings not only means that residents will get quality, newly renovated apartments, it also represents an important step in the revitalization of this neighborhood. That ongoing revitalization effort would not be possible without committed partners like GRDC and Invest Detroit and Huntington and Cinnaire. I'd like to thank all of those institutions, all those organizations for their contributions to make this happen. It's been a long time coming. And likewise, on behalf of my colleagues at HRD, we're proud to have played a part as well. I'd like to recognize a few individuals from HRD who've helped make this possible. Terry Smith, who assisted in underwriting and getting the approvals for the city's contribution of gap financing, helping lead them through all the various hoops that entails, and DeLorean Holmes, who helped coordinate with all of the other city departments, get them the entitlements and the city approvals they needed to get here today. Since 2015, HRD's helped create or preserve more than 7,000 units of affordable housing all across the city. Our work is not done. Today, I'm honored to join our partners here in celebrating the preservation of these buildings and the creation of 35 new affordable units. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. At this point, we'll have Amy Hovey, Executive Director, Michigan State Housing Development Authority. Amy?
Hi, so happy to be here. What a wonderful day. It's beautiful out. We see these beautiful buildings behind us that could have easily been torn down instead of renovated. So I just want to say thank you. Doing this kind of development is hard. Doing affordable housing is difficult, but when you add on historic preservation, it's even more difficult. So it took a lot of hard work and perseverance to get to this day. And those of us who are in the development industry know that the work has just begun. Getting through the actual construction and getting to, hopefully next year, a great ribbon cutting is something that we're also looking forward to. preserving these buildings and creating affordable housing is important. We're in a housing crisis in our state right now. And I'm happy that we're all here celebrating these new units, but as Kelly mentioned, we still have a long way to go. And so we hope that everyone here is dedicated to helping achieve the 190,000 additional housing units that we need throughout the state. We're ready as Mission to help. We've created the first ever statewide housing plan with regional housing partnerships in which to help direct our funding from the state to help meet the housing needs in the city of Detroit. We're very excited about the support from the state legislature. They have provided us with additional funding for the first time through the Housing and Community Development Funds. We have some additional initiatives through at the state right now that we're looking for approval for to help increase the amount of tools that we have in the state to increase the amount of housing units in the city throughout the entire state. I'm so happy to be here. Mish is happy to be a partner with the city in getting the housing developed here. So thanks for having me.
Thank you, Amy, for your leadership. At this time, we're going to have Mike Vergey, Invest Detroit.
You know, as Amy alluded to and Kelly also, this isn't easy. If this property were downtown Midtown, it would have been easier. If this property were new build, it would have been easier, but it's historic. If this property weren't affordable, it would have been easier. But things that are worth doing are hard to do. And that's what this is. This is hard to do, but it's worth doing. And that's what we at Invest Detroit try to do. You know, our friends at Cinnaire focus on the nation. Our friends at Huntington focus on the Midwest. We focus on this city. And we now focus specifically on these neighborhoods because that is so key to us. That is so key to everyone here that this city thrive. We are so blessed to have the mayor and his strategic neighborhood fund idea, and that now we're starting to see what this really looks like. So private, public, philanthropic, getting all of those working together in the same direction, and wonderful things happen. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mike, and the whole Invest Detroit team. At this time, we're going to have Lillian Gonzalez, Development Manager, Cinnaire Solutions.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. As mentioned, I'm Lily Gonzalez with Cinnaire Solutions, the development arm of Cinnaire. Cinnaire is a CDFI who has a 30-year history of impact in Detroit. This includes over 57 homes created or preserved, 91 housing developments, over $620 million in total investments, and $1.3 billion in leveraged total development costs. As an organization, we believe in investing in people and places to transform communities. And that means working with great partners such as GRDC, who bring the local neighborhood knowledge. My background is in architecture and urban design, which means I spend a lot of time imagining the potential of vacant buildings, empty lots, and open spaces. Recently, I was told potential means nothing without action behind it. That has resonated with me on multiple levels, especially in this line of work, which, as many as you know, can come with a hurdle or two or many. That is why it brings overwhelming joy to see the potential of this project being brought to life. I'd like to end with a heartfelt thank you to Jarrell Harris, our previous development manager, Montavious Jones and John Cipriano, who assisted with the number crunching, our partners at GRDC, Ethos Development Group, Intoto Studio, O'Brien Construction, the community who supported the project, and everyone else for showing up. You all committed to the vision, did the heavy lifting, and are turning potential into action that will result in much needed affordable housing for Detroiters. Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. And so at this time, we'll have Vicki Holmes, a GRDC board member and Grandmont Rosedale resident, come and say a few remarks.
Good afternoon. I couldn't help but notice when I'm sitting there, I'm looking around at you. Everybody I see here had something to do with this project, either funding it, supporting it, getting things approved, but many of you are just volunteers, and I shouldn't say just, because you put in hours of yourself and working. I look around, and I wish I could just bottle this group up and take it to the next project, because really I applaud you for coming today, and I really appreciate it. As Michael said, I'm a 40-year resident of Minnock Park. In Minnock Park is where we all gathered today for this significant occasion. As president of the Minnock Park Block Association, I would like to thank Grandmont Rosedale Development Corporation, Mayor Duggan, and all the partners for recognizing how critical and impactful this affordable housing development is to Minnock Park and Detroit. This project is a testament to our shared commitment to revitalizing the neighborhood and meeting the evolving housing needs of our community. We are excited to welcome a diverse mix of residents and provide affordable, comfortable living spaces. This inclusive development also brings back to life an historic building that has been empty for years and to preserve the rich heritage in our neighborhood. In turn, this development builds healthy neighborhoods, which leads to a healthier Detroit. Thank you all.
So that concludes our groundbreaking ceremony. Again, I want to thank all of our distinguished guests, our GRDC board, staff and volunteers, Cinnaire and Cinnaire Solutions, Invest Detroit, Ethos Development Partners, Huntington Bank and SNF Fund, Mishta, O'Brien and Total Studios, and countless others that I cannot name right now because there's a lot of people that were involved in this project, and I'll be up here all day long. I want to encourage all the members of the press to wait until the photo op is completed to come and ask myself or any of our distinguished guests any questions. But again, thank you all for coming. We picked a beautiful day, didn't we? And this is just the beginning for the next generation of developments here at GRDC. So